day 16 of the 365 challenge. We're posting a long form video every single day for all of 2026. And today is the final set review for the Lorwyn Eclipsed limited set review. We're going to be going over every single multicolor card and giving it a rating between 1 through 10. As always, my co-host Yanks is on the call. How you doing, Yanks?
Pretty good. Excited to see, all kind of the signpost cards. A lot of times we see them all in our intro, but they weren't all previewed yet by the time we had when we had recorded. So,
Which is weird because
some
it
of
was
those,
only 2 days before the end of the thing. Normally we get the signpost pretty quick.
yeah, a lot of times like there's like one that gets spoiled like the day we do it, and that's the last one. But there were like half of them weren't spoiled yet this
Yeah.
time.
I think we had one.
I think that's right. Yeah.
All right, let's get the ball rolling. We're going to jump right in. And we have Abigail Eloquent First Year. Sounds like a Strixhaven card.
It does.
2 hybrid mana for a 1/1 flying first strike lifelink bird bard. When it enters, up to 1 target creature loses all abilities. Put a flying first strike or lifelink and wait, all? I thought these were ors. A flying, a first strike, and a lifelink counter on that creature. That's big.
Yeah.
Just make your
That's a
vanilla
lot of
4/4
counters.
for 4, get all of those things. That seems wild.
It does. Yeah. I mean, this card's great. It just you obviously need something of decent size to really get its great value on this, but on its own, it's a good body
I was
for
gonna
two
say,
mana.
you
Like,
put those counters on like a 2/2, like a vanilla bear, and I feel like you're already getting your value's worth for 2 hybrid mana.
yep.
For 2 mana, you're gonna get, oh my god, yeah, that's a lot of keywords. In addition to it just already being like pretty solid on its own. I like this card a lot. I'm gonna
I do
lose
too.
to this card. And it races so well, right? Because it gives
It
the other
does.
thing flying. It has flying, and then you're gonna be lifelinking in the air with 2 bodies. Oh my god. Is this an 8?
I think it is.
This feels like an 8. All right.
It forces it. It's weird because it doesn't force you to deal with it a lot, really, but it forces you to deal with something else that maybe they didn't have to otherwise.
Yeah. Ashling's Command, 5 mana for a kindred instant elemental spell. You can choose 2. You get to create a token that's a copy of an elemental you control. You can draw 2 cards or target player, hypothetically. You can deal 2 damage to each creature target player controls. That seems strong. And target player creates 2 treasure tokens.
So I like that we get a cycle of commands back. It's a nice callback to original Lorwyn block with the original commands, cryptic command, profane command, etc.
This feels strong. I like the flexibility. I don't think the mana cost is too expensive for what you're getting with the flexibility of it. I think this is a very good card. And it can just be a blowout. Like the 2 damage to everything is just going to obliterate some decks.
For sure.
And the decks that it doesn't, you just, okay, well, I'll draw 2 and make a copy of the biggest thing I have. That's also quite good.
Yep. You're in blue red, so you should have elementals for that first ability.
Yeah.
And it's a deck that wants to be casting 4+ mana spells.
You don't have to have a ton of elementals, I think, either for this to be
No.
valuable. You just need
No.
a couple. So I'm going to say 7.5.
I think so. Yeah, it does. I'm tempted to give it an 8, but I'll say 7.5 because there are going to be times when only one of these abilities is particularly valuable.
Yeah. The Boggart Curse Crafter, 2 mana for a 2/3 with Death Touch. Whenever another goblin you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. 2 HG, let's go.
Nope.
Yeah, this is above rate for goblins, and for the multicolor cards, we're assuming you want to be in the goblin business,
Yeah.
or at least in the 2 colors. So this looks like a reasonable signpost.
This card's very good, and your goblins are going to die because most of them suck. So.
I was actually going to say, like, I kind of want to rate this worse because I feel like the goblins are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, it's a 6, right? We're never, like, you're actively looking for this in the goblin deck, so it can't be any lower than that.
No, I agree.
Bree the Clan Stout Arm?
Yep, stout arm.
Is that a word? What does that mean?
It's just I think There was Bria Stout Arm, I think, was a character in original Lorwyn.
Okay. Of Clan Stout Arm, 4 mana for a 4/4. You could pay 2 and tap it. Another target creature you control gains flying and lifelink till end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, if you've gained life this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If the spell's mana value is less than or equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn, otherwise, put it in your hand. Ah, that's an 8.
It's a very strange card, but it's a good card.
You have to untap with it, but then you get to like leap all your creatures, give them lifelink and flying, and get free value. It's a 4/4 for 4. There's nothing we don't like about this card, and if they can't answer it, it's going to win you the long game.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's an 8.
All right. Brigid's Command? Brigid? Brigid. Why did I not see an R there? Brigid's Command, 3 mana for a Kithkin sorcery. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target Kithkin. Oh, it sounds like that's just going to be the cycle we get all the way through. Target player creates a green and white Kithkin creature token. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 till end of turn. It is a sorcery, so that's not as exciting. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. I like this. It feels like it has a little bit of a lower ceiling than the elemental one, but overall still very good.
Yeah.
I call it a 7.
I think so. I mean, it should have a lower ceiling. It's only a 3 mana spell as opposed to 5.
Yep.
I do think this is significantly worse. It's also interesting. This is the first command they've printed that's a sorcery. I think they've always all been instants.
That'd be
I think
interesting.
the original cycle, like Colgan's command, all that cycle of commands as well from Tarkir. I think they've always been instants. So I could be missing one, but yeah, I agree with the 7.
Yeah, and I don't mind too much about the lower impact because Kithkins are the more aggressive deck, and so they want to be lower to the ground, and having something that, even though it punches like not as hard, doing it on turn 4 or whatever is going to lock in games, right? So I agree, I expect it to be lower, but I expect that to work as often, if that makes sense.
Yep, and I will correct myself on that. Even in the original Lorwyn block, the white one, Austere Command, was a sorcery. So I'm wrong.
Yep.
Maybe it's just because that one never really saw a lot of play. Is why I thought they were all the good ones all did, like Cryptic.
Shout out to Brax. Thank you so much for the 7 months of support. Really appreciate that subscription, my friend. Lorwyn looks good. Next up, we have Catharsis. 6 mana, 2 hybrid for an elemental incarnation. It's a 3/4. When it enters, if white was spent to cast it, create 2 Kithkins, 1/1s. And if 2 red was spent, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. I like this.
And then it has Evoke.
And it has Evoke. So for 2, you just get 2 Kithkins, or you can give your creatures +1/+1 and haste. It's a pretty small body on its own, but I feel like you're pretty reasonable. Like if you're in white, if you can reasonably get the 2 bodies, I think that's fine. 3 bodies for 6.
Yeah, I think the interesting. So there's a cycle of these we'll see in this set.
Mm-hmm.
I like when this creature enters, if certain colors are spent to cast it, that's kind of the way to avoid the evoke flicker tricks you see in constructed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, you could still evoke it, flicker it, and keep the body, but you won't get the ability twice.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting is the evoke forces you to pick one of the abilities, and you have to pay either red or white to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you play this for 6, you can get both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You can spend both 2 red and 2 white on it. It doesn't have to be just to pay those colored costs.
I'm just thinking that I don't care as much about the red. Like, I definitely want it. This is better in Boros, but I'm not running this in red X. That's not white. But I am possibly running this in white X. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, the red really is only super useful if you're in Boros, because then you're getting, like, potentially a 4/5 and 2 2/2s with haste.
Yeah. Is there a world where it's good in goblins? Because I feel like that would be the other home for the red side of this. Because that's the other go aggro, go burr.
I guess potentially the like evoke side could be if you play like a couple creatures and then evoke it for double red. I mean, it's 6 mana. If you're not spending white mana on it, the only thing that's getting haste is probably this. But maybe the +1/+1 is enough if it's wide enough.
Yeah.
On goblins.
Yeah, it's like a baby trumpet blast. That is just also a creature. If if you're not there yet, you can either use it as the baby trumpet blast to finish or the other thing. So I feel like it's really weak in that deck, but like maybe playable. But in Boros, I like it, and I like it a little bit more in White X.
Agreed.
Wow, this is a mythic. That's kind of
Whole
wild.
cycle.
This is kind of wild for a mythic. Like, I don't feel this is mythic strong.
I mean, I guess if you're playing it for 6, you're getting what, a 4/5, 8 power, 9 toughness.
If you're in exactly
over
Boros.
3 bodies. Yeah.
Doesn't feel that good.
But I guess would we criticize it for being only that good in just Boros if it was 4 red white casting cost?
I see what you're saying, because we kind of assume you're in Boros.
Yeah, and in this case, this is just making it easier to cast.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Like, if we're just evaluating this on, like, you're in Boros, then yeah, I think the ceiling on this is much higher. So, rating-wise, we could say this is...
Yeah.
It's
like a 6.5.
I'm willing to go even higher than that in Boros.
Maybe a 7?
I'm going to go 7.5 in Boros.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go 7. I think we probably just evaluate these as if we're in both colors, and then if it's particularly strong in like a solo color, then it just gets a bonus.
I feel like this is like a 6 in white.
Okay.
And then 7.5 in Boros, and then probably just unplayable in red. Or like a fine, like a 4, like a combat trick, trumpet blast-esque thing. So it's like a 4.5, yeah. All right. Chaos Spewer, 3 mana for a 5/3. When it enters, you may pay 2 if you don't blight 2. So for 5 mana, you're getting a 5/4, or for 3 mana, you get a 3/2. And you might want to actively blight, but the most important thing is it's easy to cast. It's vivid. It's fine. It's a goblin. Goblins all suck, so this one also sucks.
I think you're hoping in goblins you're at least getting like a net 4/3 for 3 mana, because you can put the 2 on like a 1/1 token or and just kill it off, and net 4 power and 3 toughness.
Yes, but that means that it took away from one of my other cards that was already barely on rate to make that stupid 1/1. Right? So like it's a wash.
No, I get that. I'm just trying to think that's even if you don't pay the 2, like sometimes you might be netting 4 power, 3 toughness.
Yeah.
It's still, yeah, I agree. Given the context of goblins seeming crappy.
This is, unless I can manipulate the stuff or have like a lot of goblins that actively want to die. But the problem is I didn't see that many goblins that were like actively giving you high value for being dead. It was all just like,
no, there was some
mediocre stuff.
There was one like give something a -1/-1 counter. But yeah, there's not a lot. I think you're right. I think you want to be blighting. I mean, I guess the upside with all of these hybrid cards, especially these like single pip hybrid cards, is going to be vivid, and that they can go in like 8 different decks.
Yeah. I mean, this has some good value in like Orzhov for you blight this, and then you can remove the counters with Orzhov to make this bigger in the late game. I'm not saying this is unplayable. I think there's enough blight manipulation and enough things that are going to be happy to be dead. But this has to be like a 4.5. I'm so unhappy with this color archetype.
I'm going to say 5 just because I agree. I'm pretty unhappy with that archetype, but I think you'll play this enough in other colors just because it's an easy to cast 3 mana, spell.
A 3 mana
That's
3/2 that
okay.
does nothing else, assuming you don't have the manipulation or.
Or somewhere to put it. Somewhere to put it where you don't care. Like
Yeah.
an 04 or something. Like
Then my deck is bad.
no, you have like that 04 mana dork, right? Like you don't care if that's a 02 now, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Bad. So I have an 04 mana dork and this in my like Golgari elves that I'm running this in.
No, it's your Gruul Vivid deck. Now you got 3 colors for Vivid.
All right. 5 mana for a 3/4 changeling with reach. Four mana. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Reach is nice.
There's a few of these where it's just like it feels almost like we needed to give this color pair a hybrid and we didn't know what to do with it, so just give it a keyword.
Yeah, and changeling is really relevant.
Changeling there's a bunch with changeling. I mean,
the nice thing is this is going to be like really high stats for like merfolk.
Yeah,
I think that like for elves and stuff like that, I'm less excited because the elves had a little bit more like oomph, but the merfolk I think were really kind of small on average.
Same for Kithkin, right? You could play this in a Kithkin deck.
Yeah, I still felt like the Kithkin were a little bit more robust. As far as like blocking, like there was a few more Kithkin that were like, stars or whatever. Like the Selesnya stuff does tend to be a little bit chunkier than the Azoria stuff.
True, although I think as opposed to a lot of the Selesnya decks, like the majority, like 2/3 of the Kithkin were white, and very few
Yeah.
where a lot of times the chunkiness comes from.
Yeah, but you always end up with like, the white ally that gets +1/+1 every time you play an ally. But that your Azoria stuff doesn't tend to grow all that often.
No, that's true. It doesn't get bigger.
So like this just seems like the fattest ass you're gonna get in an Azorius deck.
I mean, that's the one thing those Azorius decks do tend to have a lot of times is big butts. You see like 1/4s. Like turtles and that sort of stuff. Like good blockers.
Yeah, but this is a merfolk deck. Like I think that
there was like a 1/3 merfolk, and you see a few things like that.
That's still not a 1/4. Like,
no.
But you do have more. I expect to see a lot more 4+ toughnesses in green. So I think I like this in Azorius as a tool for the merfolk to just get some more meat on their bones.
Yep.
Rating wise, still just fine.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I think this is like a 5 because of changeling.
5. Yep.
I don't think I'm going to run this in Kithkin. I think I'll run it in more merfolk though.
I agree. I agree because I'm probably never going to play Kithkin, but
yeah. Deceit, 6 mana for a 5/5. If you spend double blue, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you spend double black, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. Again.
So in limited, you're probably not evoking this for black.
No.
You might evoke it for blue if you need the tempo. That's not terrible, like a 2 mana bounce spell, especially if it like frees you from a pacifism or something like that. If you play this for blue and black, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And we're kind of assuming, like we said,
yeah,
we're going to mostly be Dimir here. I think I agree. It's important to note that if I'm black X, not blue, I'm not playing this. And if I am blue X, then I'm probably playing this. And then that rating would be like only like a 7.
It's like 4. What would we give like 4 blue 5/5 bounce something? Bounce anything. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like a 6.
Like a 6, and this is better than that because of it's. We're assuming we're in Demir.
Yeah, so I think 7.
So 7, I think, seems fair.
And then in blue X, then I'm playing this at like a 5.
Well, I think in blue, actually, it's probably a 6, right? Because that's
6.
4 blue, blue, 5 bounce.
Yeah. I'm probably playing that at like a 6.
Yeah.
5 for 6 mana is not exciting.
No, but with bouncing something,
Yeah.
usually you're a little understated. Like a Mana War is like 3 mana for a 2/2 bounce something. Usually like 1 mana over.
Maybe it's even a little lower for me because like I'm trying to think of like do you remember Kaldheim? There was that 4/4 for 5 that tapped a thing and put a stun counter on it.
Like kind of Frost Giant type thing.
Like that card feels better to me than this if you're only in the blue.
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
feel like
it's close.
Yeah,
I like our rating of 6, 7.
Yeah.
I didn't say it because it's a meme. Shut up. All right, Deep Channel Duelist, 2 mana for a Merfolk Soldier. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, untap target Merfolk you control. And other Merfolk you control get +1/+1.
See, what do you mean Merfolk don't get bigger?
This is only an uncommon. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. Yeah. This is... I want a billion of these if I'm in the Merfolk deck, so I'm calling that a 7.
Yeah, Merfolk have a number of creatures that have abilities to trigger when you tap them. So especially if you have ways to repeatedly do that, this is great. You can trigger them twice in a turn cycle. Yeah, I think it's a 7.
All right, Deepway Navigator, 2/2 for 2 with flash. When it enters, untap each other Merfolk you control. As long as you attacked with 3 Merfolk or more, 3 or more Merfolk this turn, Merfolk you control get +1/+0. It's nice. I like the trickety tricks. I like the flash. I think this is weaker than the Lord.
I think so.
Which is interesting because that's an uncommon. This is a rare. But this, this really puts your foot on the gas if you're ahead.
Yeah, this has somewhat high blowout potential.
Yeah. Because you flash this in and then they're only expect, I'll take 3 from your 3 idiots. And you're just like, haha, bitch, take like a billion, right?
Yeah, or they're just, they've got a 1/3 blocking your 2/2. Well, now it died. Now you eat it.
Yeah.
You can also use this defensively to just untap a bunch of blockers.
Yeah, but how much damage is that, right? Like if you're in a racing situation, you have 3/1/1 Merfolk, and they're just like, I have 3 2/2s, so I will just attack you, knowing that I'm way ahead. And you're like, cool, end step, flash this in, and then now you're attacking for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 damage. Because it pumps itself. You just have to attack with 3 others. So
just three or more, including itself.
3 or more. Oh, I thought it was others. Yeah. So now you triple your damage. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's still never a thing I'm cutting. It's still very, very strong, but it does feel a little weaker than the other one. But I still want to just say a 7.
I do too. I think it's, even within the same number, there's a range. And
yeah.
This is still a 7.
What do you take between the two? Let's say your deck is Merfolk and it doesn't lean... They both lean wide, so which one would you take between the two?
I'll take the Lord.
The untap of Merfolk's really cute.
Yeah, I'll take Duelist. If I have the choice between the two, like pack 3 and I'm in Merfolk or something.
I think I agree. Doran, we have Abzan and Colorless for a Treefolk Druid. It's an 0/5. Each creature spell with toughness greater than its power costs 1 less to cast. It's all the Merfolk and stuff. There's a fair amount of those just naturally, even if you're not in the trees. When this creature you control attacks or blocks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the difference between its toughness and power.
So this attacks as a 5/10.
Yep, sure does.
Yeah, maybe Abzan trees is the thing.
Not just trees, like I said, like we were talking earlier, like there's a ton of 1/3 Merfolk, and there's a lot of 3/1 elves, right?
Sure.
overall, we haven't seen. I think there's been a high number of not 3/3s, 2/2s. There's been a lot of like 2/1s, 3/1s. Yeah, I think this card's very, very good. It can win the game. You just need it to live. So I call that like an 8.
I think it's an 8. And I think when you play this card, you have to say that I am Doran. I speak for the trees.
Because the trees have no tongues. We're doing a Dr. Seuss episode we're filming next month for Dr. Seuss's birthday, and it's really, really fun. We have
is Doran the Lorax?
We have maybe we picked the 4 decks that all represent different Dr. Seuss books. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it.
Is Airball going to speak in rhyme the entire time?
Most likely, yes. Next up, we have a Dream Harvest for 7 mana. You get a sorcery. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they have exiled cards with total mana value 5 or greater this way. Until end of turn, you may cast... What was that?
By water bottle popping.
Oh. You may cast cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Huh.
So you're spending 7 mana to get 5?
Or greater.
Well, I guess technically, yeah, you could end up with like 8 or 9 if you go to 4 and hit like a 5-drop.
I don't think I'm running this in 1v1, but I think I'm running it in 2v2 in like 2HG.
In 2HG?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah, because then you're getting 10 plus.
Yeah. So in 2HG, this is a home run, but
Absolutely.
I don't think I'm running this normally. I'm going to say this is a 1.
Agreed.
Eclipsed Boggart. Hybrid for a 2/3. When this enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library and may reveal a goblin, swamp, or mountain card from among them and put it into your hand. A goblin, swamp, or mountain. Yeah. Put the rest on the bottom. Yeah, it's fine. If you're in exactly this deck, this is very solid. I'm never cutting this. It's like fine statted, super easy to cast, and gets you a replacement card. And if you cannot hit on Goblin, Swamp, or Mountain, then your deck is bad.
Well, if you do hit Goblin, Swamp, and Mountain, your deck is also probably bad.
Yeah, your deck is worse.
I'm
going to laugh if it's the best archetype and we've been shitting on it the whole time.
I said that the other night. It's guaranteed because I've been saying how bad it is.
Yep, for sure. I think this card is good. I'm going to run 8 of these if I can in that deck, so 6.
I think so too. And spoiler alert, we're about to see very similar cards coming up.
Eclipsed Elf, same cycle. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an elf, swamp, or forest card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom. So is it 4 cards across the board? Yep. And it doesn't even like put them in the graveyard. So the elf one would probably want them in the graveyard, but I'm also glad to not mill myself out all the time. Because elves have more than enough of that shit. Yeah, I think I'm playing 1 million of these, so they're all just 6s.
Yeah, I mean, they do all have some slightly different costs and PTs, but I think they're mostly going to be 6s.
These are basically the same card with the exception of their stats are flipped?
Yes. Yep.
All right. The next one is... this was our introduction card. Little easier to cast, but we're assuming you're in those colors anyway. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an elemental, island, or mountain. And again, 5 stats overall, 5 power.
Yep. It's actually funny that this really... It almost isn't easier to cast, because most likely you're playing blue-red with this.
Yeah.
But it is... You can play it in
so it's not harder to cast. It's the same.
Yeah, you can. You could just play this in blue X or red X.
Yeah.
So it is technically easier, but
we're probably not doing the elemental thing for that, so it becomes way worse if you're playing this in like Rakdos, right?
Oh yeah, because you probably don't have nearly as many elementals and you've got no islands.
Exactly. So... Still a 6.
But it's not a goblin, so it might make your deck better.
6?
Yep.
All right, next is a Kithkin. First one that doesn't have 5 total stats. 2 mana for a 2/1. Look at the top 4 cards and get a Forest, Plains, or Kithkin. 6. Go Burr.
I'm tempted to make this one a little higher just because I don't know if I like the 2 mana 2/1 with card advantage rather than the 3 mana ones, but it's probably the same.
I think it's the same. Yeah. I mean, they all vaguely want the same thing. They're all. I think the stat increase is just proportional. I think that's fine.
No, I think you're right. This is the exact same card as the Goblin one.
Yep, Goblin. It's also a 6.
Yep. But it's better because it's finding Merfolk instead of goblins.
She looks a little unagi-y and skeleton-y. Ooh, Merfolk are kind of ugly.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, next up we've got the Orzhov Mythic Cycle Elemental Incarnation, 6 mana. If you spend 2 white to cast it, return target creature card with mana value 3 or greater from the graveyard to the battlefield.
3 or less.
I don't know what I said.
Greater.
In my head, it was correct. This is the first ability that I would play happily on its own, really, as a white. When this creature enters, if black was paid, put 3 -1/-1 counters on up to 1 target creature. I'm also playing the black side of this.
Yep.
This is the best one.
This is definitely the best one so far.
And if we're assuming we're in Orzhov, then this is fantastic. This is... The other ones I was hesitant to give like a 7 to, and now I'm like, is this a 10? If you're in Orzhov, I think this is a 10.
If you're in Orzhov, it's what, 6 mana, 3/5, kill something, return a 3-drop or 2-drop.
Yeah, which isn't going to be hard by the time you get to 6 mana.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do either one of those individually as well.
For sure, yeah. You're definitely playing this in Black X and almost definitely playing it in White X.
And it's not always, but there are more than one black card that get creatures out of your graveyard, so that makes the evoke cost of this more enticing as well, because you have a really good chance of being able to find ways to bring it back and do cool stuff with it. So you have a little bit more flexibility within the deck archetype here. I think this is a 10.
Yeah, I think this is also the first one I'm like actively happy to evoke it for black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kill something is great.
Yeah, and so white get a 3-powered creature, 3 mana value onto the battlefield, even also very good, because there's a lot of really good rares and stuff at 3. All of these abilities are good. Now, I think this is a 10 if you're in Orzhov. Now, let's say, what if you're in one of those colors?
I think if you're in Black X, I think this is like an 8. I'm basically treating it as premium removal. With some upside, and I think if you're in White X, it's like a 7.5.
Yeah, I think I'm exactly in the same boat. It's slightly weaker, but not by a ton.
Yeah, because there should be times when you just don't have a good target.
It's funny that this one's wild. Huh? It's ugly. It reminds me of the like Princess Mononoke spirit, right? When he gets really big.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up, we have a Feisty Spikeling. 2 mana for a 1/2 changeling. During your turn, this creature has first strike. Well, these are fine.
Yep.
Boros be Borosin. This is like a 5.
Yeah, it's fine.
Changeling is nice.
You'll play it. It's easy to cast.
1 mana, Figure of Fable. It's a Kithkin. You can pay a hybrid. This creature becomes a creature with base power and toughness 2/3. Oh, it's like a leveling situation because it doesn't say till end of turn.
It's Figure of Destiny, but in green-white instead of red-white.
Yeah, I don't know what that card does. And then 3 mana, and it then becomes... if it's a scout, you have to turn it into a scout first, and then it becomes a 4/5, and then for 6 mana, you can turn it into a 7/8. That's excellent. It's a good creature type.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a callback. The Figure of Destiny was from Eventide, and it basically was a similar thing. It became a 2/2 spirit, and then it became a 4/4 spirit warrior, etc. It did the same kind of thing as this.
I'm willing to rate this really highly too, because the 2/3 as a Kithkin is above rate, and now 5 mana for a 4/5 is like mediocre, and then but your early drops are getting better, so then that has a lot of added value. Never cutting this card. I think this is a 7.
I think so too, and you're right that the 4/5 for 5 is above rate, but it's kind of on rate when you factor in that you can spread it out over. You can spend that.
It's below rate.
Below rate. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, it's below rate, but it's kind of at rate when you, especially that first 2/3 upgrade you can just spend when you have a free mana at the end of turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And I think the fact that that's an above rate is, I'm very happy with this card. So it doesn't really matter. I want I want to be playing 1-drop Kithkins, and I want them to not be shitty, and that's what this is. So great. Next up, Flaring Cinder, 3 for a 3/2 elemental. When this creature enters, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Free looter. It's a 5.
Yep.
You got to be in the
so.
elemental stuff, but that's okay.
I don't know if you necessarily have to be in the elemental stuff. You just have to have a decently high curve.
Yeah, and an element that leans towards elementals.
It does.
It's
like, but I could see like Gruul being fairly high curve too, and you might play this there.
Yeah, I think it's like borderline playable in a lot of those decks.
Yep. But certainly you want to be in elementals.
And it's just a rummage too. Like if it was a loot, I think it'd be a little bit more. I think if I'm not in elementals, then this is like a 4 for me, something that could be played, but I'm hoping I don't have to.
Yeah, I think if I'm like, I could definitely see this. Maybe this doesn't help its cause, but as like a card you would play in like the Simic Ramp deck too. Because you're going to be playing big spells. You're going to have enough blue mana to play this relatively easily. You have some possibly dead ramp spells later in the game or extra lands.
I agree, but I'm not happy about it.
No, that's fair.
The Gangly Stompling, 3 mana for a 4/2 changeling with trample. 4.5.
4.5. Yep.
It's a fine rate. Changeling is relevant, but it doesn't do a lot else for me. Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could put this in like a Boros deck, because you're just getting 4 power for 3 mana, and it's, or even Kithkin, right? You're getting 4 power for 3 mana, and it counts as a Kithkin. That's not bad in those aggressive decks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's going to see some play, but it's I don't tend to play 4/2s for 3 ever.
Yeah.
Like it has become a stat line that has been sort of phased out. It trades down so poorly. And so many things give 2 bodies now that it just
That's true.
hasn't been good enough anymore. It definitely used to be something it was usually like a boar or a pig or something along those, like spider. And I would play them far more often, but it's almost never seeing play. I'm trying to think of the last one that I played actively was the Truffle Snout. It was a 4/2 for 3 with trample, and if it hit, it made a food.
Yeah.
That was the last one that I had any like active desire to play, and if I was playing anything other than that in the last like year, I've been upset about it.
Fair enough.
Changeling is maybe different. I agree with that, and that's why it will see some play. It'll go up in my typal decks for sure, but I think in a non-typal deck, it's like 4.5 filler. And you had it at what? 5?
5. Yeah, you said 4/5, and I have it at 5.
Glister Bairn, 5 mana for a 1/4 with Vivid. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets XX until end of turn, where X is the number of colors among permanents. So, at the beginning of combat, a creature gets +2/+2.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah, 5 mana, 1/4.
I find that ability to be pretty valuable as on its floor, and I'm hoping that I can, spike +3 with some hybrids, even in a 2-color deck. It's nothing special, but I think any deck will run it, and I think it has a good upside. So I'm going to say 5 on average.
I'll say 5 too.
Yeah, there's some decks will be a 6, and some decks it'll be a 4. Just kind of.
It should take a 1-point penalty for being Simic, but I'll leave it at 5.
You should just not play Simic. But what if you're in like unblockable Merfolk or something? It could be good.
Yeah.
Grub's Command, 5 mana, choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of a goblin that you control. Creatures target player control get +1 and gain haste until end of turn. That's nice. Destroy an artifact or creature. Oh, okay. That's big business.
Yep.
Target player mills 5 cards, then puts each goblin card milled this way into their hand. That's a little too roulette-y for me.
So you target your opponent and make them put banned cards into their hand.
Yeah. Yes, card's good. The destroy and the count, the copy or the +1/+1 in haste. Destroy your blocker and trumpet blast my team. Goblins. That's how you win with goblins.
Plus, it's target player control, so you can destroy something and then target your teammate in 2HG.
Yeah.
Since they haven't spent the 5 mana on this, they can play creatures that now get haste.
Yeah. This is fine. It's not exciting. I like the removal.
Yeah, it's not exciting, but I mean, 5 mana, kill something, or an artifact just for bonus. That mode on its own is good.
I think it's a
Not
7.
great. Not great anymore, but yeah. I mean, I think I'd give that card a 7, probably. Just 5 mana, destroy target artifact or creature.
At sorcery speed?
I mean, it's not much worse than that.
It's 4 mana instant speed to do that. And it usually exiles. Like, we're so far power crept beyond that.
I don't know if it usually exiles.
It has been. Exiles. Still a whole less mana and instant speed.
You're also getting the artifact part.
Which is not terribly relevant. We just looked at the artifacts. They were bad. Yeah, there's not that many.
That's fair. In this set, there are very few artifacts that are.
There was like 1 or 2 equipments in the colors, but like again, not enough to sway me.
That's fair. Yeah. But you're also getting another mode.
Yeah. So. Okay, you get to copy another shitty goblin. I don't like goblins.
Okay, so it's 5 mana, kill something, make a 2/1. With probably a negative ability.
I'm so sorry, goblins. I love you and I want you to be good. I swear I do. I'm a goblin girly at heart. But I still think this is fine. The haste, the trumpet blast is good, but that's a lot of freaking mana, man. It's flexible. I'm going to say it's like a 7.5. And that's generous, I think. That is so, like, I'm going to say 7. I hate it. It's 7.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I can't.
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. All right. We got Dami Mommy. High, perfect, 4 mana for a 4/4. It's an elf noble. Whenever it or another elf you control enters, each opponent blights 1. Untap 3 untapped elves you control proliferate. Activate as a sorcery. Huh.
Proliferate can like single-handedly beat some decks in this format.
Mm-hmm. And I like that when it enters, you get to blight 1, so you get that benefit. And you also have priority, so you can just tap your elves before they can respond and proliferate onto it. So,
well, not really, because you have the ETB on it.
Oh, yeah, they can respond to the ETB. That's right. That instant speed. You're right. I was not thinking about the ETB. I was only thinking about the tap 3 elves after you've played a creature, and I was like, you could definitely do that. But you're right. There's an ETB there. I'm gonna say this is a 9.
4 mana for a 4/4. They get a -1/-1 counter that they get to pick, and then every elf does that. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit lower, but I think I'm just a little bit lower on elves, so I'm just gonna say 8.5.
Yeah. Checks out. Next up, we've got the Hovel Hurler.
Just throwing a house.
Oi. 5 mana for a 6/7. Enters with 2 -1/-1 counters, and you can remove it to give another creature you control +1/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. Activate as a sorcery.
So it's throwing your other creatures.
I feel like this should be like a goblin that then like combusts. The goblin, the thing it throws should not survive.
If it was a goblin, that's what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah, give target goblin What's the zombie thing that when it attacks, it dies on end step?
Decayed.
Yeah. Give target goblin decayed, give it +1/+0 and flying.
So you want to make the goblins in this set worse?
I just want to make them flavorful at least.
I think this card's pretty good.
I agree.
5 mana, 4/5 that gets bigger and can hurl your things at people.
Yeah, 5 mana, 4/5 is already like fine. And again, yeah, it makes everything bigger, and then it itself becomes a big threat.
Yeah.
I'm playing this in either color. I don't care.
Yep.
So I think this card's actually going to win games with the flying mechanic.
I think it will too.
Would I prefer to play this or the Goblin Command? I think I'd rather play this.
Yeah. I mean, depends, right? Yes, the Goblin Command answers this profitably, right? Because it kills it and you get something else.
Yep. Still rather play this. This is a 6.5 though.
That's what I got it as. Just not quite there to be a 7, but
3 mana for a 3/3 Vampire Cleric. You're out of place. Where the hell?
Are you lost?
This must be like a new Planeswalker we haven't heard of yet.
I think actually that first character we saw, actually the bird actually was a Strixhaven character. So this might be as well. Like it's kind of first year that they may be on Lorwyn for some reason. I haven't read the story.
And Strixhaven's coming, so yeah.
Yeah.
3/3 for 3. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Copy target triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the ability. I don't care. There's not that many triggered abilities and for it to line up and for you to have the 2 untapped creatures to trigger. It's a 3/3 for 3 that maybe gives you something.
That might have some upside, yeah.
Yeah, that I don't think I care enough about to consider. Because they're only triggered abilities. They're not activated abilities.
Yeah.
Which is like better. So yeah, I think this is just very meh. I'm gonna say this is like a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5, but we're kind of in the same page.
Yeah, I'm trying to spread out my like that 5 and 6 range. I'm trying to drag it out to 4 to 6. So
I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying not to do that now because we didn't in the other colors.
Yeah, but everything is just a 5 and 6 though. So
yeah,
something's got to be better than others. At the very least, people in this video can distinguish which ones I like more here.
Yeah.
All right, we got a sexy elf. Lorwyn Imperfect Naturalist. That's weird.
Yeah.
He's a 2/2 or 2 mana 1/3. When he enters, mill 4 cards. Then you may put a creature or land card from among the milled cards on top of your library. And for 5, you can discard a land, create a 1/1 elf creature token for each land in your graveyard.
Create a 1/1 worm, not an elf.
That is relevant.
Yeah.
Touche, Yanks. Touche. Still very good though, because it's going to get bigger and bigger. I think this is fine. He's a fine 2-drop. He's low impact, slow, and a nice mana sink in the late game in that you can just bin all your lands and get a bunch of shit.
Yeah, the ability is it's a callback to original Lorwyn block Eventide card, Worm Harvest, which was for the exact same mana cost. Put a 1/1 black and green worm creature token into play for each land card in your graveyard, and they had retrace, so you could play it in the graveyard by discarding a land like this. So it's basically putting that card onto this as the ability.
You also have the like added synergies of all the other elves ETBing and milling you. So like you discard 1, there's a good chance you're going to get 3 or 4 worms. Like in the late game, right? Once you decide you don't need the land anymore, you've already self-milled 2 or 3 times for 6 or 7 mana, or 6 or 7 cards total, plus the card you discard. So now you've got 3 or whatever.
Each one buffs it.
Yeah, you have to have good reasons. Like they're not elves, right? So they're not buffing too much. You have to have some sort of like pumps or things. I think this is good but slow. I'm gonna say it's like a 6.
I'm a little higher on this. I actually think it's like a 7.
My
I
instinct
think
was 6.5 as well, but I hedged my bets a little bit. I don't know if this will be.
I think you're not paying extra for the body. Like it's not exciting, but 1-3 for 2 is fine, and you're not replacing itself, but you're getting some filtering just on
Yeah,
ETB,
hand
um,
selection.
some hand selection, and then yeah, it's a mana sink for the late game that can just make you go wide, make you go so wide that yeah, if you have any sort of pop effects,
Yeah. I think it's just short for me to bump it. But yeah, my
yeah,
instinct was also 6.5 originally.
yeah,
It just seems so slow. I think if they were
it
elves,
is.
I think I'd be on the same boat with you as 7.
Yeah,
All right, next up, we have a 5 mana Sultai card, flying 4/5. In whenever it or another elf or fairy you control enters the battlefield, exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of elves or fairies you control from among the exiled cards. Without paying its mana cost, huh?
yeah. This is the first I think card we've seen that actually specifically cares about fairies. Most of the other ones were just like cared about instant speed
Mm-hmm.
or on your opponent's turn. So that's kind of interesting.
And it combines them. It's elves and fairies.
Yep.
So, like,
Yep.
realistically, you play this, you mill 2 cards. I don't think it's going to be unrealistic to have like 3 total elves and fairies on the
No.
battlefield, including
No.
her.
Including her,
You
yeah.
have to have 2 other creatures. So, if you hit a 3-drop, you could just play it.
Yep, right away.
So, that feels strong.
It's once each turn, so if you hit instants, you can play them on their turn.
Yeah. I think this is strong. I'm going to call this a 9.
Yep, I think this card's great.
It needs to untap a few turns. You need to have elves and fairies, but it does a lot. And I don't think it's going to be too hard to get your money's worth out of it.
No, and if you're in Sultai, you're just going to fall into elves and fairies, some combination of elves and fairies, like by accident.
Agreed. Next up, 5 mana for a 2/2 with Convoke, Flying, and Vigilance. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white and blue merfolk creature token. That's too expensive.
Yeah, you get 3/3, 2 of it with flying.
And it
or
has Convoke,
5.
which is fine,
That's
but
Convoke, which helps, but
I don't think that's enough for me. Not unless I
no,
like active really want wide merfolk.
yeah. Well, excuse me. The other thing is the Convoke helps with all your merfolk that care about tapping for their
Yeah.
abilities. So sometimes you're actually like you have the one that taps and makes a 1/1.
Yeah.
So there is sometimes you if you're in merfolk, you may have some benefit to
I would need
convoking rather than paying 5.
I think I would need 3 total things, whether it be like pumps, lords, or like tappy things. I think I would need like 3 or 4 total merfolk that
Yeah, I think that's fair.
that benefit from either being tapped or going wide.
I think that's fair.
So I'm going to call this just a 4 in the average deck.
The average one, yeah, I think that's fair. There are definitely going to be dedicated merfolk decks that really like this card, but even then, it's not a huge payoff.
Yeah,
it's
I think
just,
if I have
like
those
a pretty
4,
low ceiling.
if I have those 4 or more, I'm willing to call this like close to a 6.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because like 2 bodies is like very good in some cases.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have the Merfolk Gordon, this is a 3/3 and a 2/2. It's a different story.
And there's a world where like you have a bunch of them because it's just common, right? So like chaining into them is pretty sick if you have like again a couple of lords or something. Next up, the Mischievous Sneakling. I can't decide if he's cute or not. It's weird to see those little legs with a tail.
Never underestimate the sneakiness.
It's very creepy. 2 mana for a 2/2 changeling with flash. Fine, that's a 5.
I like the flavor text. The changeling felt the most important part of making new friends was the element of surprise.
Look at those
I
chompers.
don't think that's true.
5?
5, yeah.
All right, next up. Morkant's Loyalist, 3 mana for a 3/2 elf warrior. Other elves you control get +1/+1. When this creature dies, return another target elf from your graveyard to your hand. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Sign me up. 7.
Yep.
Noggle Robber? That sounds dirty. 3 mana for a 3/3. When this creature enters or dies, create a treasure. That's fine. 5?
Yep.
5.5?
So. Yeah, it's probably better than some of the other stuff we've, like that sneak hybrid card we just saw.
Yeah, like the treasure, like going to play 5 drops on 4 seems good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Feastling, 3 mana for a 2/3 changeling and lifelink. It's fine. So 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
I like keywords that block typo cards profitably.
Yep.
Raiding Schemes, 5 mana for an enchantment. Each non-creature spell you cast has Conspire. And Conspire is as long as you cast a non-creature spell, as you cast a non-creature spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share a color with it. When you do, copy it, and you may choose new targets as the copy. A copy of a permanent spell comes in as a token.
So basically every non-creature spell has, like, effectively Convoke, tap for 2 creatures that share a color, and you get a copy.
Yeah, but it's not like Convoke, it doesn't make it cheaper. You just have to, you can tap 2 creatures to double it.
It has like an additional cost you can tap 2.
Yeah.
Like it Convokes, like an extra cost. Yeah.
And turn it into like one of those double spells, whatever they're called.
Yep. Like a copy spell, yeah. Yeah.
I do not think so.
It's also a weird color pair. Like, I feel like Drool has the fewest non-creature spells of any color pair.
I think that is true. I do not like this. And it's only whenever you cast a non-creature spell. It's interesting that it says a copy of a permanent comes in as a token, so it's like enchantments and stuff. Nope. I don't think I'm doing this. I'm going to say it's a big fat 1.
Yep, agreed.
Reaping Willow, 4 for a 3/6 lifelink tree. This is going to be good. This creature enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it. You can pay 2, remove 2 counters from this creature, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate as a sorcery. This is a 7.
Yep. Treefolk Tribal, here we come.
I love trees!
Okay, if no spoilers, but if there is a Lorax deck in a thing, I think you now need to play the Lorax deck. If you're shouting, I love trees.
I love trees so much. Next up, 4 mana for a 2/4 with Vivid. It's a goblin. At the beginning of your first main phase, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X non-land cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. For each of those colors, you may exile a card of that color from among the revealed cards, then shuffle. You may cast the exiled cards this turn. Interesting. That's a good Vivid payoff.
Yeah.
It's the first one that's made me excited, but also I'm just playing this in a goblin deck. I'm playing this in any deck, right? You get to flip over until you hit 2 cards of a specific of colors, and then you get to do it even if you're not in Vivid.
Yeah. That's great. Like you get to flip a blue card and a red card, and you can play them this turn. Now, not for free, right? You still have to pay the cost, but that's fine. It's basically like it's like the impulse draw type cards.
Yeah, this is excellent.
Is this like an 8? Like, that's recurring value turn after turn.
It is. I'm going to say 7.5.
Yeah. I'm going to say 8. I think you're probably more right, but I don't know. I like this card.
Urchin.
I'm excited about Is It.
Yeah. Shadow Urchin, 3 mana for a 3/4. An oof. Whenever this creature attacks, blight 1. Whenever a creature you control with one or more counters on it dies, exile that many cards from the top of your library until end of turn. You may play those cards. Put it in my tree deck. It's fine. It replaces itself. For all of your other blight things, it's a good enabler. So now you can blight the other shitty goblins with those other shitty goblin cards that you didn't really want to do, and then it replaces itself, and you got the
with more shitty goblins.
Yeah. So I think that's solid. I think that's fine. I'm gonna call this a. It still doesn't feel that great. 6.
6. Yeah.
Stoic Grove Guide. 5 mana for a 5/4. You can pay 2, exile this card from your graveyard, create an elf. Activate only the sorcery. That's fine. I like that it makes a new thing. I usually don't like 5/4s for 5 anymore. But
no, but especially in a color pair that wants the self-mill, like you just get sort of a free creature out of your graveyard here.
Yep. And I think just getting 2 elves, like guaranteed locking in, an elf twice, which I think is also very good. So 6.
Yep.
Maybe 5.5. Given my new stretched rating system.
Yep.
Sig's Command. 3. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of a merfolk. Create creatures target player controls gains lifelink till end of turn. It's a sorcery. No sneaky lifelink. Target player draws a card. Tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. That's fine. I think this is like a 7.
Yep. You're gonna get some value out of this, and at worst it's replacing itself and locking something down for a turn.
Good flexibility.
Yep.
Tam, Mindful First Year. 2 mana for a 2/2. Gorgon Wizard. Are those snakes? Yeah, some of them are snakes.
Yep.
Not all of them. How do you have... Wait, are they snakes? They don't look like snakes.
No. Yeah, I don't know. They're magical. She's hiding them.
Each other creature you control has hexproof from each of its colors. You can tap target creature you control becomes all colors. Oh, that seems excellent.
Yep. Tap instant vivid for 5.
Yeah, in addition to just having protection from all colors.
Yeah.
And it says target creature, not target other creature. So she's protection forever.
Well, no, because it's each other creature has hexproof from each of its colors.
Ah, I see.
So yeah, you can make her 5 colors, but she doesn't get hexproof.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. If they're spending removal on my 2-drop, then they didn't kill something else.
Yep.
So that looks strong to me. Not quite game-winning, unless you're Vivid. But for the sake of normal whatever decks.
Yep.
7?
7. Yep.
Thought Weft Lieutenant. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever this creature or another Kith can you control enter, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and trample till end of turn. Just an uncommon, but it's exactly what I want to be doing in the Kithkin deck. So I would play 12 of these. That's got to be a 7 to me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say 6.5 just because I think we gave a 7 to the Merfolk one, and that was permanent +1/+1.
It was permanent +1/+1?
Well, like it gave creatures +1/+1. It's not just till end of turn.
The Lord.
When things enter. The Lord, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering though, but like this gives trample, and this also benefits you from playing multiple creatures in a turn, which is the thing Kith can do. So I think they'll play roughly equivalent.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you might be right that might be slightly better, but as we mentioned before, there's a range even within those numbers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, this is pretty art. Tristan's Command, 6 mana. Create a copy of an elf. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Oh. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Oh. That's way better because the enchantments are more impactful, even though still pretty rare. Creatures target player control creatures. Wow. Get +3/+3 till end of turn. Untap them. I'm a little confused as to why.
Why is sorcery speed untap them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
that part I don't.
interesting.
I guess convoke.
Yeah.
You could play a creature and then cast this and untap them and still attack with them.
Yeah. That you sure can, but then you could just attack with them, and then, well, no, then you don't get the plus.
Yeah.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Yeah, it's got to be for Convoke, but Convoke wasn't like super elfy colors, right? That was more like Azorius.
No, there was. Yeah, there were a handful in green scattered around. There certainly wasn't a lot in black, but
it's still good. I mean, I think this is the best of the bunch, actually. Get 2 permanents, and I think copying elves, I think in on average the elves were higher value than some of the other creature types.
I think I still like the Is It one better, but it's close.
Yeah, you're very high on
this
the
one.
Is It.
This one's I think more powerful, but it's sorcery speed and 6 mana.
Yeah,
more mana,
for
so
sure, for sure.
I think that maybe they're equivalent.
I think that's where my head is at. I think this is more powerful, but for 6 mana, therefore same rating. So I think this is still another 7, but I think I like it a little bit more just because I think the destroy and creature enchantment is good, and I like the 2 permanents to hand.
Yeah, I think this card is very good. The 2 permanents could be huge. This could end up, this can be a 3-for-1 pretty easily.
Twin Flame Travelers, 4 mana for a 3/3 flying. If a triggered ability of another elemental you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. That seems very good for your deck.
It does, and I'm already gonna have to sit and do the math on what happens if you have 2 of these.
Yes. It triggers an additional time, so it would happen 3 times.
Because these aren't triggered abilities. They're just replacement effects. I was gonna say they don't. I was thinking, oh, it's another elemental because it didn't want itself to trigger a second time, but it's not a trigger; it's a replacement effect, so it wouldn't apply anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
So
that's less fun. I thought at first I read it as a triggered ability as well.
Yeah,
that is less fun. Okay, I mean, rating wise, I think that it's a 3/3 flyer for 4, so I'm gonna call that a 7.
Agreed.
I have to assume you're doing elemental things, and there's got to be some elementals. It's going to be hard to be in these colors and not have a value out of it. And then the stats are just fine. If I thought you weren't getting the triggers here, then I think it's like a 5.5.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
But I think it's a good signpost. It's got to be a 7, similar to the other ones. Vibrance, 5 mana for a 4/4 elemental. This is the mythic, okay? You can, if you pay 2 red, this creature deals 3 damage to any target. If you pay 2 green, spend a cat, search your library for a land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, you gain 2. Okay, so I like this in red.
Yep.
And I'm fine with it in green, which I'm actively playing it still in green.
I'm probably actively playing it in some green decks. Like, I'm not sure I'm actively happy with that in, like, Kithkin.
Yeah. It's just like a backup, land. Sometimes you just play an Aang's Journey or the cycling creatures, and then you have a 4/4. I agree, it's not great.
Yeah.
I would play. I would say it's like a 5 if you're just green.
Sure. I think that's fair.
And I think it is a 6 if you're just red.
Probably even a little better for me. Like 5 mana 4/4 that kills something, even if it's something small to medium, is pretty good.
That's true. I was thinking about it being a bad statted 4/4 or getting 3, but you're right. You get both. Yeah. So then I think it's a 5/7.
5/7, yeah. And
yeah.
Both of them together, like 7.5 in Gruul.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, 7.5. I can't give it any higher. It's just not impactful enough.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that it's only a half a point higher if you're in Gruul than if you're just in red.
Yeah, I just think the green ability is not that great.
I think it's helpful,
Yeah.
but it's certainly not winning the game.
And it's less helpful, like in this case where you're Gruul, I'm assuming you're getting both. It's less helpful when you're playing it for 5.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you've already got 5 lands.
Voracious Tome Skimmer, 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer. When you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you may pay a life if you do draw a card. Yes, 7.
Yep.
It's exactly what I want to be doing in Dimir. Wary Farmer, 3 mana for a 3/3 at the beginning of your end step. If another creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn, surveil 1. Also very fine. Kithkin are going to be playing plenty of creatures, so relevant creature type, on curve, card selection, 6.
Yeah, I think so. It's exactly what you want to be doing, but
maybe
not
5.5.
Yeah, it's not that high impact.
Yeah, I'm 5.5. Wistfulness, 5 mana for a 6/5. If you've paid 2 green, exile target artifact or enchantment opponent controls. It's nice to have for free, but it might not do anything if you're green. So it's just a 5 mana 6/5, which is better statted than the other ones.
Yep.
At least this one's appropriately statted. The other ones were all under. And then if you double blue, when this creature enters, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. That's also fine.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference that the 5 mana 6/5 is just statted appropriately, and it doesn't matter which ones you use.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's partly because, like you said, the green one might actually be useless.
Yeah, but I'm playing this in green or in blue because
just for the body.
Yeah, the body is, unlike all of the other ones, is actually just fine. And both of these are also like kind of low impact, but that's okay because it's free because the body is okay. So I'm gonna call this another 7 if you're in Simic.
I think so. And I think you're gonna play it in either color. I think you're happier with it in blue X than green X. But
yeah, but I'm certainly playing it in green X too.
You are.
It's just
partly because blue is harder to get big bodies in.
Mm-hmm.
And because the ability's better. But yes, you're right. You're playing it in green.
And that's it for Multicolor. We did it. We've completed the set review. What do you think, Yanks? Has your opinion changed on any creature types? Maybe goblins?
No, I still think goblins are terrible.
They're bad. The elves?
The elves looked a little better. The elf signposts were good.
The Golgari elves specifically really impressed me. All the rares and stuff. Oh, man. I think they're going to be good.
The multicolor elves were good. I was not impressed with the monocolor elves, but the multicolor ones were. I'm still impressed with Izzet, which will probably mean that deck will be terrible.
Mm-hmm. That last Dimir Fairy was pretty cute.
Dimir Fairy is good. I thought the Merfolk signposts were pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I thought the only ones that I don't think the multicolor changed my opinion on were goblins. Cause I already thought they stunk, and Kithkin I thought were just kind of the same.
Yeah, I thought they were also the same. Whereas the other two, I think I'm with you. The Merfolk and the elves, I think were those signposts were actively powerful, and the Kithkin were like, oh, we're doing the thing at roughly the same power level that I expected. So. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of our set review, so make sure you guys leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think of the Lorwyn Eclipse. Are there any cards we wildly missed on? And then in a week or two, well, let's say like 2 weeks, you guys can look forward to a We Were Wrong video where Yanks and I will break down some of the 17 lands and untap.gg stats and tell you how things are actually performing, which are the best commons and uncommons and rares, as well as going over some of our ratings and seeing where we were wildly wrong. So it's a really fun video that I hope you guys will come back and check out. And again, thank you guys so much for checking out the 365 challenge. I'm posting that long form every day, so make sure you guys subscribe to follow along. It's a great way to support the channel. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for most likely our very first Lorwyn Early Access Draft. Bye, guys.